Some of you may recognize my old friend here. This is an original PlayStation that I purchased off of eBay several months ago, and it looked good on the outside, and it was the specific model that I was looking for. And then I discovered that the controllers and the memory card did not work, and then after further troubleshooting determined they had no power. And then after some more research from there, I discovered that I had a fuse on it's a surface mounted fuse that's on the motherboard right here that had blown, and I had actually crafted my own fuse holder, and you guys can see here that I have a fuse holder, and I'm not sure how well you'll see that, but you'll see the fuse that I'm replacing in the circuit. So I've gone and soldered 2 leads off this fuse holder that I can now solder across any fuse in any project that I'm troubleshooting now and defeat it. And in this case I just put a 3 amp, there's a glass fuse in there. So that's how that works. There's a glass fuse. This one's rated for 3 amps. I know that's a little higher than the circuit that's there right now. I believe it's 0.75. And in all honesty, I could have, just for troubleshooting purposes, jumpered this fuse, knowing the risk was very low. But I wanted, just for fun more than anything, create this fuse to be able to add my own fuse into any circuit. So I've done that. I proved that fuse was blown. After I added my own fuse, everything actually works perfect with the fuse, or the controllers, the memory card, and all that. So that was my problem. And I went and ordered some fuses from Mauser's. I actually have 2 different options here. One's a resettable, and I was worried it would be a little bit too big, and it is slightly bigger than the one I believe we're replacing. And then I ordered just basically one that's rated for the same. You can't order these exact parts anymore, or I don't think that you ever could actually. I think those were Sony manufactured. And I have a Panasonic one here that's basically rated for the same specs. It's a bit smaller, but it's actually the same width and everything, and it would definitely work perfect. But I think I'm actually going to go with these resettable ones, because I did that resettable fuse mod on my Dreamcast, and since I paid a little extra, these are from Little Fuse, and I paid just a little bit extra for these ones, and they're resettable, so that if there's PlayStation ever did have a problem, and I suspect that somewhere along its life someone had plugged in a bad controller or something, a third-party one, more than likely, that had some kind of problem of its own that blew this fuse. So we're gonna go ahead now, and I actually have a new microscope camera. It'll be the first time I'm using it in a video. I've been waiting because I actually have a X Station also for this PlayStation. That's going to be one of its future projects. So that's what the whole purpose of ordering this specific model was when I got it, and it is in good shape and everything, and I got it for a good deal, and it was fun to even troubleshoot this. This turned out to be a fun experience. So I'm going to go ahead now and repair this, and then its next project's going to be the X Station. I think I might be doing a GameCube Pico boot though first. I haven't even touched my GameCube since I got it, and I see there is a new version 0.5 Pico boot that was just released recently, so I've been wanting to get that GameCube up and running and restored and all that. So I'm not sure which project's next, but I do want to get this out of here because it's kind of been swinging and dangling around. I'm surprised it's still attached. It's been swinging from there for a couple of months. It's been in and out of this motherboard a few times and through the testing and the troubleshooting, and I'm going to go ahead and get the motherboard out of the tray, and we're going to get this desoldered. So yeah, you'll see one last look there at this fuse that I installed to temporarily troubleshoot this, and it worked good for my purposes. So I was able to prove the controllers were working after this. So we're going to go ahead and swing the microscope over and get everything lined up for that, and get this fuse holder out, the old fuse off, cleaned up, and a new fuse installed. So we'll be right back with that. Okay, so with us now down on top of that fuse, I'm going to turn on my soldering iron. I'm going to heat it up to, it's set for 375 right now. That's pretty good. I would have added that, maybe 350, but we're just going to desolder this fuse now. You'll see that it's attached quite well, I guess. Okay, so now I think I just want to come in there with tweezers. Just gonna try to work that one side off. Okay, I think I'm going to come in there with some solder braid. Just remove most of that solder. Okay, let that side off. Okay. We'll just come in there and clean that up now a bit. Okay, those two pads look nice. I'm going to come in there and clean that up with some isopropyl alcohol first. So now I got to get this fuse out of the package. I bought 5 of them, and this itself might even need a microscope, because as you can see, they're in this little tiny thing that you can almost only see with a microscope. And they're in there, so now I gotta release one of those without losing it into the oblivion. So with it out of the package, it's gonna get placed right there. Yeah, it's gonna need some more solder, but I'm just gonna get the other side anchored down too. I'm just applying some solder on the tip of my iron. Should be getting some flux here. Not sure why I'm not. I'll get some flux on that. That's a lot better. Okay. I'd say that looks quite good. We'll come in there and clean that up now. Okay, I'm going to be back in this board later after the full restoration that it's going to get when I do the X-Station install. But for now, we can say that that fuse is replaced. I'll come in here with my multimeter and just confirm now that this new fuse is reading continuity. And this one is a resettable one too, so if this PlayStation were to ever experience that same problem again, it would most likely be fine with just a power reset. So let's go ahead and test for continuity. We have continuity there, so we know we have a good fuse that's installed in that circuit. So I can go ahead and finally put this PlayStation back together at least. Until now it's been having that dongle, that fuse dongle right there hanging out of the front of it, so won't need that anymore. But it was a good tool and still will be a good tool. And a couple nice silicone wires on there, so if I ever need to defeat another fuse, I can just bring that in its place there. So that's going to be a good tool. I'm going to call this PlayStation repaired. It had some other problems too, but it is now fully repaired, and we'll be getting an X-Station next. So I'm going to go ahead and reassemble all this for now and just test it and make sure that the controller ports are working, which I'm sure they will be, and it'll be on to the next project from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and there's going to be lots more to come with this PlayStation and many more projects that I got going on here right now. So now that I got this new camera, I hope the footage is working. We won't know until I go to the editing, and hopefully that it does, because I got lots of stuff I want to show under the microscope, because this is where the fun begins. So hope to see you guys in the next videos. Bye.